Alright guys, on today's video, I'm going to be sharing a 3DS Homebrew Emulators download pack. Now this is going to include emulators for Nintendo 64, all the Sega systems, all the Game Boy systems, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx-16/PC Engine, Nintendo NES, and so on. I'm also going to be providing Retroarch, which you can emulate other systems. I'm going to be leaving you all the links that you're going to need in the pinned comment of the video. So the first link is going to be for my page. So just scroll down on the page until you find the wallpaper of the video. There's going to be one download link. Now this is going to be a zip folder. You need to unzip it using 7-zip or WinRAR. You're going to need to copy all the contents onto the root of your 3DS SD card formatted in FAT32. Now the only thing I cannot provide is going to be the games, so you need to obtain these on your own. I'm also going to be leaving you a page where you can get additional emulators. So now this is going to be the folder unzipped. So this is going to be all the files provided. It's going to have a 3DS folder. Now this is going to have the Nintendo 64 emulator. You're going to click into it. There's going to be a ROMs folder. This is where you're going to place your ROMs for the N64. It's going to have a CIA's folder. Now this is going to be all the emulators. So first, the Nintendo 64 emulator, Game Boy Color emulator, MGBA for all your Game Boys, Pico Drive for all your Segas, RetroArch, SNES 9X for Super Nintendo, Temper PCE for the PC Engine / TurboGrafx-16 games, Virtua NES for all your Nintendo NES games. Now RetroArch, you're going to need to obtain all the files with the cores. That's not going to be provided. There's going to be a ROMs folder. This is where you're going to place all your ROMs for each system. So I got folders for Game Boy, NES, Sega 32X, Sega CD, Sega Genesis, Sega Masters, SG-1000, SNES, TurboGrafx-16, and so on. Now just select all the files and then copy them onto the root of your 3DS SD card. So that's basically it on the computer. Now we're going to get over on the 3DS. I'll show you guys what emulator is going to be included and how to install them. Alright guys, now over on the 3DS. So you do need the FBI applications to install the emulators. So I'm just going to go through them and show you what's going to be included. So first, you're going to have RetroArch, which you can emulate different systems. Next, Daedalus X64. Now this is going to emulate all your Nintendo 64 games. SNES 9X. This is going to emulate the Super Nintendo games. Virtua NES. This is going to emulate your NES games. Temper PCE. This is going to emulate TurboGrafx-16 / PC Engine. Pico Drive. This is going to emulate all your Segas, including Sega CD, Master System, Game Gear, Mega Drive, and stuff like that. Next, Game Yob. This is going to emulate the Game Boy Color. And then finally, MGBA, which is going to emulate all the Game Boy systems, including regular Game Boy, Game Boy Color, and Game Boy Advance. I do recommend a new 3DS XL or a new 2DS XL to emulate the Nintendo 64 games. I will leave all the links that you're going to need in the pinned comment of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And on to the next one.